What's up everyone, my name is Alpha and today we're back with another Pokemon challenge video. Today we're on Pokemon X and today's challenge is the long awaited Can We Beat Pokemon X Hardcore Nuzlocke using only AZ's shiny team. Now you guys don't know what AZ is. AZ is this gigantic human that was actually part of the war in Kalos, which used the ultimate machine that actually killed everything. The Eternal Floette, his best friend that was actually urging him not to use it. That's my recollection of the lore, but we're gonna use his team. He has a team that you face off against at the end of the game, and I will throw in the Floette as well as my team member because he has a whole total of 4 Pokemon, because Pokemon X and Y really did not want people to have more than 3 Pokemon. But yeah, it's gonna be a challenge. The rules are on screen right now if you guys haven't seen it yet. Technically, the Pokemon were all left. I can catch every Pokemon on AZ's team, and they must be shiny. They only have 1 life, so they either faints, they're dead. There's also a level cap, which is the highest level in each gym leader's team. And on top of that, we can't use items inside of battle. We use hell items, but we can't use potions or elixirs during the battle. And we also have to play on set mode to make it even more difficult. And on top of that, each of my Pokemon will be nicknamed after you guys in the comments, so thank you so much for leaving a comment in my previous challenge video. If you guys want to be nicknamed after your future Pokemon, just drop in the comments and hopefully I'll pick yours. And while it's down there, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. Anyways, let's get into the challenge video itself. So to begin off, Torkoal is going to be a Pokemon we got in a long way ago, and I want to use every Pokemon on AZ's team to a fair amount. So I got Torkoal as my starter Pokemon. She just got cheated in a little bit. So Torkoal is my starter Pokemon. If this was your starter Pokemon, I really felt bad for you because Torkoal is not that great of a Pokemon and it doesn't even evolve. So you know what? It could be better. From there, we can move on to the first gym leader in the game, and we're really hoping we got good RNG against him. So we're going to start the battle off against Viola, the first gym leader. And she's a bug trainer. She can't be that difficult. Yeah, she's not, but her surge skill is she has water sport, and I was really hoping she didn't use it, but immediately first she used it, and I'm like, okay, well, there goes my fire moves. It's lucky enough she only used quick attack and not bubble, so I went for smog. And I made her poison it, and then from there she kept going for quick attacks. I used up her potion, and she's already poisoned, so I gotta use protect the most I can. And lucky enough, I was able to knock out the Surge Kit, get rid of the water spout, and then I'm able to Ember into the Vivillon, and I'm able to 2-shot into the Vivillon as she actually infestation me, and the battle could have gotten really bad even though I have a fire type. But we're able to knock down Viola and get ourselves the first gym badge in the game. So lucky enough, we got that. We're gonna move on and do some more menial tasks. We're gonna face off against Professor Sycamore, and Torkoal, is really proving that it's not the greatest Pokemon possible. We also could have faced off against the Snorlax and get ourselves a Citrus Berry, but we really didn't. We're gonna jump ahead a little bit and then head into Route 7 or 8. I can't remember. I think 8. We're gonna go into this route, and you can see how bad Torkoal is. Against Azumarill, I wasn't really sure how I was gonna get through this, but looking how Smog does enough damage and we're to knock out. But in Route 8, where we are at right now, we can start shiny hunting out here for both of the newest Pokemon, Sigilyph and also Golett, actually. So it's gonna be a pretty interesting time. We're gonna spend a lot of time here. We're gonna get ourselves a shiny Sigilyph eventually, and then catch it with my, well, I poisoned it, which actually is a little scary. I'm not too sure why I did that, but kind of want to speed it up. Catch myself a Sigilyph as my team, and then from there we could continue hunting once again with our Sigilyph. One thing about Torkoal, it's so painful to try to run away from wild Pokemon because it's so slow. Looking if Sigilyph's a little better at that, even though it still gets caught up with Haluchas, but other Sigilyphs. But eventually we're able to get ourselves a shiny Golett as well. And you might be wondering, well, you caught more than 1 Pokemon per route. Yeah, but you know what? You gotta bend the rules a little bit. You get both of the Pokemon here. It's fine. I'm not catching any other Pokemon in any other route, basically. So, you know what? It counts. As we get ourselves a Golett as well. And it's the only place you can get these 2 Pokemon. So, it's only fair for us. We get ourselves a Golett as well. And then from there, we can face off against the next gym leader in the game. We're gonna face off against Grant next. Grant's the 2nd gym leader in the game and a Rock-type gym leader. We'll start the battle off against him using my Golett against Samoro. It's kind of scary that he might one-shot me, but look at him, I outspeed him. I'm to Magnitude 7 to one-shot the Moro, which we'll take. And from there, his Tyron is in this next Pokemon, so we're going to go for a Magnitude once again. We're to one-shot him, and we beat down Grant without losing any HP. From there, we're going to make our way into Shiller City and almost lose to Torkoal against Sabrina, our rival, so that's pretty scary. As from there, we can move on and face off against the next gym leader in Shiller City, which shouldn't be too difficult as we have Sigilyph, Psychic, and Flying type Pokemon. We should be fine as we start the battle off against her using my Sigilyph. To air cut her, she didn't even try to go for Fake Out as we're able to one-shot it. Her next Pokemon will be a Machoke, which I one-shot, well, if I land the hit. But lucky enough, I take a Rock Tomb pretty nicely. Air cut it, one-shot to Machoke, and then her next Pokemon will be a Halucha, which I could have gone for Side Beam. Take the Flying Press really easily and then Air Cutter to knock him out as we ended up beating down Karina, and yeah, pretty simple. We're going to face off against a rival once more in front of Ramos' gym, but looking up, we're able to clear him down, and also get ourselves the Sky Plate, which we're gonna add to my Sigilyph, really important. As from there, we're gonna move on and face off against Ramos next, the 4th gym leader in the game. We're gonna start the battle off against him using my Sigilyph. We're gonna go for an air cutter and one shot. Yeah, we one shot a jump bluff, but against the Go-Go, we're unable to one shot it as we go for an air cutter. He goes for a takedown, and then he potions up, and I go for an air cutter. Same result. We're able to knock him out in the following turn. As from there, his final Pokemon will be a Weeping Bell, which I go for an air cutter and one shot it as well. We beat down Ramos and get ourselves the 4th gym badge in the game. From there, we're gonna move on and face off against the Power Plant Team Flare members, and unfortunately my Sigilyph gets over level for the next gym, so the level cap was 37. I got to 38. I'm like, okay, well, can't use Sigilyph for the next gym fight. We're gonna face off against the next gym leader in the game. We're gonna face off against Clement. We're gonna start the battle off against Clement using my Golett. Now, I thought Golett was going to carry me through this gym. Was wrong. This Amoga gave me a lot of trouble. I'm like, okay, should have got the Eviolite. But either way, this shouldn't be too bad, right? Nope, it was pretty bad. I knocked out the Amoga, but I'm at like half HP. So from there, I'm going to switch out into my Torkoal against the Heliolisk. And looking if I did, because it has Grass on, and yeah, I would have died. Went out into my Torkoal, survived a Thunderbolt, luckily, and then Flamethrower into the Heliolisk. I take 2 Thunderbolts, not well, so I'm able to knock out the Heliolisk with 2 Flamethrowers. But unfortunately, he's going to switch out into his Magneton. I go out into my Golett, hoping he goes for an electric move, which kind of did. It went for electric terrain, but look at him, I'm going to go for a magnitude against him, and I didn't realize he was faster than me, and he's going to drop my XP. So this was really do or die moment here. We knock him down to red HP. I know he's going to use a potion, so I got to go for Rock Tomb and hope I outspeed him after this, and looking up, I do. And Magnitude gave me more than like a 2. I'm able to knock out the Magneton. We're able to beat down Clement. We are very lucky at the end, and lucky enough, we don't have to lose against Clement using a ground type Pokemon. So from there, we beat down Clement. We have access into a lot more things. We actually want to go back a little bit, go back out to Route 5 because we want a shiny hunt for a Flabébé. Because if you guys don't know, AZ loves his Floette. Really arguing with myself, like technically his team didn't have Floette, but you know what, he loves his Floette. So we gotta go out and find myself a Flabébé, get myself a shiny Flabébé, and then add to my team, and then evolve it into a Floette. And then we're gonna hack in the Eternal Form because you can't get it any other way. So looking up, that is the Eternal Form for Floette, and we're gonna have it to my team. So it's kind of cool. From there, we're gonna move on and face off against the next gym leader in the game. We're gonna face off against Valerie. We're gonna start the battle off against Valerie using my Torkoal, which actually goes for a Flamethrower and knocks out the Mawa for us. We're gonna take that. As our next one will be a Mr. Mime. I go for a Flamethrower, crits him, and I'm like, okay, it's doing some nice damage. I'm looking for a Poison with my Smog and a double crit him, so we're gonna take that as well. From there, I'm able to protect, just wait some more turns, and then Flamethrower into him. Eventually, we're able to knock him out, right? Yeah, with the poison, we're able to knock out the Mr. Mime. As the next one will be a Sylveon. She's gonna go for a Swift against me. I'm trying to get poison on with the Smog. It's really not working out, as she can knock me down to red HP. I go out into my Sigilyph next after this. Sigilyph's able to go for an Air Slash against him. Get charmed up, but that's fine. I'm able to Air Slash once again, activate the potion, and then all I gotta do is hopefully land the Air Slash. I do it, survive one more Dazzling Gleam, and then Side Beam to knock him out as we beat down Valerie and get ourselves the 6th gym badge in the game. Now from there, we're going to move on to the Pokeball Factory, which honestly our rival is useless. She lost like 3 of her Pokemon. Looking up, we're able to beat down the Team Flare members out here and then evolve my Golett right after this fight. So we're going to take that into a Golurk. Didn't know 44 was the actual evolution level. From there, Golurk is doing a lot of work as we beat down Sabrina in front of Anastar City's gym, and then head into the gym ourselves and face off against Olympia. We're going to start the battle off against her using my Golurk, obviously. I thought I was going to outspeed the Sigilyph for some reason, so I went for Shadow Punch. Outspeeds means, and went for a Reflect, which is obviously reasonable. I'm going to go for Shadow Punch. 2 Shadow Balls will knock out the Sigilyph. As her next one will be her Meowstic, which I'm like, okay, that doesn't make too much sense. Shadow Punch into it as she goes for Shadow Ball. I'm going to survive it and then Shadow Punch to knock her out. And her final one will be a Slowking, which I decided to switch out because Golurk's at a low HP. I got it to my Sigilyph, and Sigilyph's able to go for an Air Slash. Multiple Air Slash. I actually flipped them twice, and then she's forced to use a potion. She goes for Calm Mind, and then I missed an Air Slash, which is kind of annoying. Eventually, maybe 2 Air Slash and knock at the Slowking as we beat down Olympia. And yeah, final things we gotta do is actually go back into the biking place next to Grant's gym, get ourselves the TM for Roost, and then face off against the Team Flare members at the basement of Geosynch Town, which we can destroy pretty easily. Catch yourselves with Xerneas, and then face off against Team Flare's boss. We're gonna face off against Lysander. We're gonna start the battle off against Lysander using my Sigilyph. Then Sigilyph's able to go for a Calm Mind as he's gonna go for Swords Dance. I'm like, he doesn't have a Rock type move. I should be fine as I go for a second Swords Dance. Acrobatics does a lot to me actually, so I gotta go for an Air Slash and knock him out. but it's fine though. I'm gonna force out the Pyro, which I do as his next Pokemon. From there, I'm able to go for a Calm Mind again. I take a Dark Pulse pretty easily. I gotta roost up the damage because I'm kind of scared of like a crit or something, but lucky enough, I don't get critted, and I'm able to get +6 on special attack and special defense, as I made a Psychic and knock out the Pyro, and also Air Slash to knock out the Honchkrow. And his final opponent will be his Gyarados, which is getting me a Mega Gyarados. I gotta go for an Air Slash to knock out, and I do one-shot it pretty easily as we beat down Lysander, and yeah, save the world basically. From there, we're gonna face off against a rival using my Eternal Floette, which is kind of cute. Did not know this is what it looked like when it's shiny, but we were able to beat him down pretty easily. And then from there, we evolve Greninja, so we don't have Greninja. Don't worry about that. That's just you, my HM user. From there, we're gonna face off against Wolfric next. Wolfric's gonna be the HM leader in the game. We're gonna start the battle off against him using my Torkoal, obviously. Don't even have a Charcoal for him, so I'm able to go for a Flamethrower and knock out the Bombstow. His next opponent is going to be an Avlog, which I go for a Flamethrower and one-shot him as well. His next opponent after that will be a Kragano, which actually confuses me. I'm going to go for a Flamethrower eventually, but he's really testing my patience here. I burned the Kragano lucky enough, and I'm just going to keep going for Flamethrowers because my team overall is not good against Ice Pokemon, so we're really hoping Torkoal can clutch it out here. As lucky enough, it does. Breakthrough, Confusion, and then Flamethrower to knock him out pretty easily as we beat down Wolfric, get ourselves the HM batch in the game, and now we can move on further. So we went through Victory Road, almost lose my Golurk, classic. From there, we can move on and face off against the Elite Four itself. The Kalos Lake is pretty simple as we start our challenge off against Malva on the room to the right. We're going to start the battle off against Malva using my Sigilyph. Now, Sigilif's here, you know how Sigilyph is. Sigilyph's able to go for Calm Minds against him, take a Hyper Voice, take a normal roar, not the greatest thing, but eventually we're able to boost up and knock out the Pyro for us, and then from there, we're able to knock out the Torkoal in one shot, and also the Chandelier in one shot. As from there, her final opponent will be a Talonflame. I go out into my Golurk to take the Brave Bird, take two Brave Birds actually, and then Rock Tomb to knock him out. So we're going to take that as we beat down Malva and get it ourselves, well, for one completion of the Elite Four. We're going to face off against Wingstrom next. We're going to start the battle off against Wingstrom using my Torkoal. Against his Klefkis, he went for Flash Cannon for some reason. I went for Flamethrower and knock him out in one shot. From there, his next opponent is going to be a Probopass. He has Earth Power, so I go out into my Golurk. Golurk takes the Power Gem and then goes for a Power Punch against him. Take a Flash Cannon and a Power Punch once again to knock him out. And that should be the end of the battle. As he then goes out to his Scizor, I'm able to Earthquake him and one-shot him. And Earthquake into his Age Slash to one-shot him as well. As we end up beating down Wingstrom pretty easily. Now next up, we're going to face off against Drasna next. Drasna is going to be the Dragon type Elite Four member of the game. We're going to start the battle off against her using my Golurk again. I don't know why. I made an Earthquake and one-shot the Dragolich though, so we'll take that. As I'm going to try to start setting up against the Altaria using Power Punch and then Shadow Punches. Eventually we're able to knock out the Altaria like that, but honestly, it wasn't the greatest play. I was really thinking I was getting one-shot Northern, so I stayed in. Shadow Punch does nothing as he almost knocks me out with a Dragon Pulse, so I decided to switch out. Probably play my odds better. Go out to my Sigilyph to eventually knock out the Northern and then go out into my Flabebe against the Druddigon. I take no chance against him. Moonblast to knock out the Druddigon as we beat down Drasta. And now next up, we're going to face off against Steelberg next. Steelberg's going to be the Water type Elite Four member in the game. We're going to start the battle off against him using my AZ's Floettes. Now, Floette's able to go for a Calm Mind easily against him. We take a Water Pose really easily since we have an Evight on him. It didn't really look like it because it crit me. But I'm able to go for a Wish in front of him and then go for a Calm Mind once again. And then eventually we're able to go for a Grass Knot and knock out the Clawitzer. As his next opponent is going to be a Gyarados, I'm going to go for a Moonblast and knock him out as well. Then after that, his next opponent will be a Barbarica, which I go for a Grass Knot, knock out the Barbarica, and his final opponent will be a Starmie, which goes for a Light Screen, and I almost one-shot him through the Light Screen, which is kind of crazy. So I guess Light Screen kind of like halves it, and I already have +2, so it's kind of just normal with damage. I'm able to go for Grass Knots. Eventually, he's going to run out of full restores, and I'm able to knock him out with another Grass Knot as we beat down Steelberg, and the Champion Room has been unlocked. So next up, we're going to move on and face off against Champion Diantha. Next, we're going to start the battle off against Diantha using my Sigilyph against her Lahalucha, which I thought I was going to be faster than. She actually outspeeds me and went for Swords Dance, so I'm kind of scared of that. Psychic to knock out the Halucha at least, and then from there, her next opponent will be a Tyrantrum. I decided to switch out into my Golurk next, take a Head Smash really well, and an Earthquake into him to knock him out. At this point, her next opponent will be an Aurorus, which is Ice and Rock type. And unfortunately, my Golurk would not survive a Blizzard, but I can't really switch out and lose anything, so I was really hoping Earthquake would actually do something, and looking up, it did. It one-shot the Aurorus for us, and I'm like, oh, that's a lot of weight off my shoulder. Her next opponent will be a Gourgeist, which I decided to switch out into my Torkoal. Torkoal takes the Phantom Force really easily, and then flamethrower into him. One shots are pretty easy. Her next Pokemon after that will be a Gudra, which is perfect. I decided to switch out to my AZ Floette, and then I'm able to go for a Calm Mind against him, and then take a Muddy Water, take a Fire Blast, all the moves possible. Eventually it crits me, but I still got a Wish up. I'm able to survive anything and then get my HP back up in the next turn, get myself up to like +4 or something, and then Moonblast, get my HP back up as well with Wish, and then Moonblast to knock out the Gudra. As from there, Lillian Shell Smash isn't the greatest right now, as her final Pokemon in the game will be a Mega Gardevoir. I'm gonna outspeed her and then Moonblast to knock him out as well, as we beat down Diantha and we clear through the game entirely. There's actually one more fight we're gonna show off against AZ. We used my Sigilyph and we swept them. That's the end of that battle, but this is gonna be the end of this video as well. Easily beat down Pokemon X without losing a Pokemon. There's a lot of like close calls we actually made, especially against my Golurk, against Norvern, and also in Victory Road we almost lost against the Alakazam. Pretty easy challenge overall. It was fun to do, and I got to use a shiny AZ Floette, so you know, I'll take that. But anyways, that'll be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you guys can, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. Anyways, my name's been Alpha, and I hope you guys all had a great day, and I'm out. Peace.